Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Welcome and thank you for stopping by. It is wonderful that you are here. Well, I trust you enjoyed my last video on the legendary band America. And in that particular video, particularly through the song A Horse with No Name, we looked at the fact that life is a bit of a journey. So I trust you enjoyed that one. Well, we're going on with a bunch of guys today that met at Berklee College in California in 2006. And it was Zach on lead vocals. He thought he could sing a bit. Then we had James, who can kind of do everything. He's lead guitar, background vocals, bit of keyboard, bit of banjo, a bit of mandolin, so multi-instrumentalist. Then we had Dave, who could play some bass and some keyboards. And then we had Matt on drums. And these guys got together and thought, yeah, we can play some music together. Let's see where this heads. And so they started off with the name Blue Pages back when they formed in 2006. And then they decided, well, we probably need to relocate to New York, to Brooklyn in New York, to see whether we can make a bit of a go of this thing. And so they moved from Berklee to New York a little while later. They then decided that perhaps Blue Pages didn't really capture who we are as a band, and so they changed their name to American Authors, and this is the band we're talking about today. Between 2014 and 2019, they've released 3 albums, and there's been 16 singles in amongst those 3 albums and 19 videos. So one of the things we've got to realise with bands, I'm thinking, is that when musos release bands, particularly ones as significant as these guys, it's an international release. And so it's a lot of effort to release anything worldwide. So 3 albums and 16 singles, not a bad effort for that 5-year when I suppose they have been more commercial. And so there's one song in particular I think that we need to talk about today with American Authors. And I suppose this was the first song that I heard from them. And you know where this is going because you hear James started off with his banjo. So good to hear his banjo in with a kind of a rock outfit. Best day of my life with this song. Now this song came off the Oh What a Life album in 2013. Now a little while ago I shared about the song I Don't Love Mondays from Boomtown Rats, and I talked about the fact that that song was not about the best of things that inspired it. This song today very much is in a similar vein to that, and I'll let you look up what the song's about if you want to do that. I'll leave that one up to you. But I suppose the thing I wanted to bring out from today is that this song is very upbeat, it's very positive, and it just makes you smile when you hear it. And I just think that, you know, when tragedy does strike, and it does strike us from time to time, there is something else that, even though we may not recognise it at the time, something else needs to rise up in us at the same time for us to be able to keep going in life. And that's this thing called hope. Now we may not even want to consider hope when we're right in the midst of it, but hope has to be there pretty well at the same time as tragedy does. Because this hope, we're going to need hope later. We're going to need hope to be able to get us through the stuff that we get through. And this is very much what this song is doing. It is breathing hope and life into what was a pretty bad situation for the community that it affected. As I thought, well, we could actually go down the reflective, contemplative route with this one, or we could try to raise people's spirits and to breed hope into them. It's not like it was the best day of my life. It's not like looking backwards to a good day. It's looking forward to say today's going to be this best day of our lives, the best day of my life. So very much there is hope at the beginning of the day. There's hope at the start of the day that we're going to hopefully to be able to rise to the occasion and to see the hope more than the tragedy. Not easy to do at times. I get that. I really, really do. But even if hope is such a small, little, incy-wincy, teeny-weeny little thing, it still needs to be there for us to be able to not move on. We always keep these experiences with us, but we learn from them. We grow through them when we carry them a little bit with us. But that's because hope is bigger than the tragedy. This is certainly what the American authors were doing through this song. They were trying to instill hope into the community, which was rocked by what happened there. So if you yourself, I suppose, are in the midst of tragic circumstances, really, really devastating stuff, you might find yourself being feeling overwhelmed by the fact that life has just become really, really hard. It's become really, really difficult. You don't know where to go next. But if you look really, really hard in amongst that tragedy, there is also hope. This might only be there a little bit, but it is there a little bit. And I think what hope is the thing that will get us up in the morning. Hope is the thing that will even get us to walk outside when we don't want to. Hope is the thing that will get us to drink a glass of water. Hope is the thing that will get us to eat something. We need both of these things at the same time. And often what I'm discovering in these videos in particular is often we're holding two things in tension and in balance at the same time. We're holding the tragedy and all the devastation our brain is feeling about the devastation, and we're also hoping that at one point this will leave. We're holding both of these elements together. And I suppose if you're in the midst of tragedy right now, hey, listen, if you're in this room with me and we were I was sitting down having a coffee with you, I'd be just wanting to listen. I'd be wanting to just be present with you, and I'd be wanting to just give the opportunity for you to talk as if your life depends on it. And often when we go through tragic circumstances, our lives do depend on it, because it's often through talking there's a shared experience, and there through talking hope grows even more. So you're in the amongst it right now. Look for the glimmer of hope that will be there somewhere. So good on your American authors for writing, being inspired by what was quite a horrible circumstance, and being able to instill hope into the community that was rocked by it. So I trust that will all be an encouragement for you today. Well, on to the clips. And yes, we do have to have Best Day of My Life. I thought I'd do two versions of this song. We've got the official clip, and I suppose this clip is quite quirky because we've got a kind of a character in here who kind of just follows the guy wherever he goes, and they have what comes from the most unusual of characters. They just have the best day of my life. So we've got to have the official clip, and there's also a live version of that one as well. So you get to see American authors in their performance mode. So as I said, that came off I Want a Life in 2013. And I thought also we needed to have also off the same album the song Believer. Probably one of the first singles, one of the first songs they wrote together. And that too is also a live version of that one. You hear Zach say at the start how this is the first song they wrote together. So I suppose in a lot of ways, having the song that the first song is often the one that means a lot to you. So let's why not have that one in there as well. Well, if you've come back for another one, really, really great that you're here. If this is the first time, welcome to Life Reflections Through Music. All we do is we just try and encourage you in your life's journey. That's it. And if this video has touched one person, it's done its job. And also, if you've hung around to the end, we've looked at this balance of tragedy and hope. Thank you very much for doing so. I hope something of what I've said today has resonated with you. So the links to those three clips are in the description below. That's where my links will always be, in case I sometimes forget to say it like I do. So they're always there for you to have a look at. And also note, I've included my video from last time on the band America. So if you want to recap on that one, feel free. Well, that's it for today. Next time, we're going to go on to Australian rocker, but overall all-round nice guy, Angry Anderson. So until then, I'll catch you around.